Hey YouTube, welcome to another Green Dragon Gaming Club battle report. Without us, they never feel like winners. Without them, we couldn't look so good. This is another pretty boy bat rep. Sorry again if my voice is a little off. I've been fighting a cold for the last week. This is Cornerhammer round 5. um, if for those of you that have been watching, I had a good first day. Tried to uh, launch myself up to the top tables for this round, but I got beat down round 4. So now, just trying to end on a good note, have some fun. This is my same list. Feel free to pause, take a look at it. And then on to the game. So this is a great picture. I got to play a list that I was really hoping I would have the opportunity to play against. It was my favorite list of the tournament. This is an army fielded by Matt Reich, I believe. I apologize if I got your name wrong, but despite what it looks like, this is actually an Infernal Dwarf army. But it's a slave army. He has 6 units of 20 orc slaves. So he's got 120 orcs, which is just nuts. Basically, no dwarves at all. He's got like 2 giants with whips. He's got a unit of hobgoblins and all sorts of stuff. So, I think in this game, this was the Fool's Gold objective, and then, what was the deployment type? I think the deployment type might have just been attacker defender. I ended up dropping my army to go first, and I took shamanism for this game. So let's just go over deployment real quick. I have my scouting and vanguarding trappers all the way up in his face to chaff up. Countercharging, I've got a Kid Eater all the way to the right, Bruiser Dart, Rock, big bruiser unit with a BSB and General, 2 Stratopults. They're facing the other way. Across from me, in this massive line of his, he's got a unit of 12 Torok, which is really interesting. I've never seen that before. Then he's got 2 weapon team units of grenade launchers, which is interesting. Bunch of orcs. Then he's got a giant behind the hill. On the hill is his general, and it's that guy is a dwarf, I believe, on a bull, some type of bull. And then he's got a Torok subjugator on the hill as well, and I believe that's his BSB. But those are his characters. He doesn't have any magic either. Behind the hill, he's got hobgoblin backstabbers with paired weapons. More orcs, another giant. Oh, and then you'll see the rest of his army in a sec. It was too large to get in one picture. This is just going into shooting. My Stratopult was opened up and killed his leftmost unit of 12 Torok. I was able to peel off, it looks like, about 2 or 3 of them. And yeah, this is the other side of the board. So you can see, obviously, we're in the game. We've started moving. He's got more orcs, and then he's got his his Doom train, which is an infernal engine, which is cool, and it has the extra grinds, the steam hammers. And then facing off against everything, I got my Merc Vets, Kid Eater, and Bruisers on the hill. So you can see how I moved turn 1. I did some shooting, Stratopults, killed a couple Torok, nothing too special. My Merc Vets in the center are just picking on the Infernal Engine, did a couple wounds to that. And then this is his turn 1, and you can see he's just shifting this giant line forward. He charges the chaff. And what is this? Yeah, this is just his center line. He clears the chaff. Overruns these orcs up. Just trying to bait me. And we go into my turn. Brucey's going into those Torok. I'm not afraid. The AP4 strength 7 hits are going to cut through them, so I think that'll do just fine. I want to get that token with this bruiser dart, so I'm trying to be careful about how I maneuver them. Over here, he moved up aggressively with these guys. I'll gladly charge him in with 3 bruisers and a kin eater. I think I can take him. I move up with my bruisers aggressively. I'll give him the flank of those orcs. Even with a flank, I've got 4 ogres attacking back. Kind of doing this just to bait him. I'm not worried. But I face the Scratapults over there just in case. In Magic, I get Children of Umi off. Again, just to protect the bruisers a bit. And then I get Break the Spirit off on the orcs. And then shooting one of the Scratapults hits them and reduces their number significantly. Kills about half of them, it looks like. And they panic anyway from the shot. And they run through. But nobody else cares. So I do a few more wounds onto the Infernal Engine with shooting with the Merkvats. Brucey does a job and blows through the Torok. Things went awry over here, though. I lost 2 of my bruisers in combat, and only killed a few of them. He wins, my last bruiser breaks, and my kin eater's stuck alone. So that was very unexpected. His orc slaves try to run me down. I flee, and now I'm safe behind the hill, but gotta hope to rally. And he lands on that objective. These guys rally back here. And then you can see he's trying to trap me. Luckily, the building is helping to protect my one flank, but he's kind of trying to surround me. Trying to bait me to go into his orc slaves and then hit me with the Infernal Engine and flank me and all that good stuff. And then his grenade launcher's turn to go after my rock. I think he had done a couple wounds maybe the turn before, not sure. And you can see there's a showdown between my bruisers with the objective and his orc slaves. So that is that. His grenade launchers kill my rock, which was shocking, but kudos to him. And he kills my kin eater over here, which is really unfortunate. And he's picking up this token with his orc slaves. And then on my turn, my Merkvats charge the orc slaves. They flee. I try to redirect with them, and I fail, so they stumble forward. My other bruiser keeps fleeing. So this side is a little shaky. Over here, I have a lot of orc slaves I need to get through. My kin eater goes into the 1 unit of orc slaves. That way my bruisers can back up with their token. The Scratapults split up to support where needed. And, yeah. So that is that. I think my bruisers might be fighting the orc slaves in front of them. I'm not sure at this point. But they have the token. Now in his turn, he maneuvers. No, I don't think I'm fighting. He just traps up the bruisers. He moves the backstabbers off the hill. And now he divides his forces to go after my Merkvats. He has the Infernal Engine and Giant facing their flank. That's how this side looks. Let's see. We're still stuck in combat there. And then I charge his orc slaves trapping my bruisers. We gotta start cutting through them. I get a couple of buffs off on them. I'm not sure what happened here, but one of his orcs. Oh, I know. I nail one of his orc units with the Scratapult, and they panic through a bunch of guys. I dispatch the slaves easily with this big unit of bruisers, and they overrun into the backstabbers. Because I'm not really worried about the counter charges he has here, and I'm resilience 5 right now. In his turn, because I face the Merc Vets, I'm trying to just kill off the Infernal Engine, but I don't do enough wounds to it with shooting. So I'm in a little bit of trouble. He tries to get both the Infernal Engine and the Giant in, and he just rolls poorly. I mean, poorly with the Infernal Engine. If he got the Infernal Engine in, the way I could have saved myself is by doing a bunch of wounds to the Giant, and stuck around. But now, obviously, this is a foregone conclusion. The rest of his forces just get ready to clean up. He flank charges the Kin Eater, trying to get rid of the thing. In the center, obviously, I break the Hobgoblins. I don't bother to go after them. And the Bruisers face the other flank that needs help. At this point, he's taken his characters, and he sees that he's probably not going to compete with me in close combat, so he's just conserving points. The Giant is killed pretty easily. Hold on one sec. Alright. That's better. Yeah, so Giant dies. And then on my turn, yeah, we're going in. Bruisers hit the flank of the slaves. You can see where this is going. I send the Scratapult into the Infernal Engine, just trying to hold it up, maybe get lucky and kill it. My Merc Vets go after the Torok, who flee. And then I think they fail their redirect again and just stumble forward. Over here, my Bruiser Dart goes in to help out the Kin Eater. Oh no, I'm sorry, it hits one of the weapon teams. Yeah, charge one of the weapon teams. Scratapult's just coming over to help. I increase the I think the strength and AP of this to try and kill the Infernal Engine. Over here, I kill the one grenade launcher, and then I overrun. I peel off the orcs that are in the flank of the Kin Eater, trying to help it out, and then go into the orc slaves themselves, hoping to clear them out. The Infernal Engine is alive on 1 health point. I take some in return, but we stay there. And then he turns to face. And then, yeah, the slaves are annihilated. And then I overrun into the flank of the last unit over here. A lot of dead orcs. On his turn, he marches his Giant up in front of my Scratapult, just kind of taunting me to charge and chaffing me up. His Torok, I believe, continued to flee. Yeah, and his orc slaves die. There's 2 left. They're fleeing. The Infernal Engine is able to finish off my Chariot, which is unfortunate. And then my Bruisers at my turn just charge, push the Torok off the board, pushing those slaves off. The Merc Vets do a swift reform and shoot, killing the Infernal Engine with their pistols. This lone guy finally rallies before going off the board. I think I just move the Scratapult around out of line of arc and just try to shoot with it. He's bringing over his grenade launcher to try to kill me. Does a couple wounds. And then this is the last picture I have is he finally kills my Kin Eater. He brings in another unit of orc slaves, and he kills my Bruisers as well. So at the end of the game, it is a 16-4 win for me. I did win the objective. I got a lot of points, but he did conserve his characters, which were a decent amount. So, good win, fun game. Matt's a great guy. Really interesting list. Just yeah, I just had stuff to deal with it. For him, his weapons teams killed my rock, so that was huge. And then my MVPs, I think all my units for the most part did their jobs. Um, so this was kind of a tough MVP to pick, but my Stratapults were really accurate this game and whittled down a lot of the slave units to more manageable levels for my smaller units to pick them off. So they really helped a lot in this game. Um, as far as what did we learn today, the horde theory, in concept, there's been a lot of talk about taking armies like this, where you just take like kind of a normal core unit and you spam it, and you just have like an overwhelming amount of models. And let me tell you, it feels like that when you're playing. um, and I'm not sure if it can or can't work, but I think it's harder than what people would think. Obviously, this army is about rank and flank. It's about, your opponent gets baited in to blow up one unit, but then they overrun it to the next, and then you flank them, and you countercharge on your turn, and you just have so many more units, you just end up enveloping them. So, yeah, I think he had obviously very mixed results at this tournament. Um, so, just an interesting idea. It was just something that made me think of. And from this game, I'm not sure if it's worth it. At least not with orc slaves. That kind of leads me to the next thing I wanted to talk about, which is exploiting leadership. There's a lot of leadership problems with this army. Orc slaves are not high leadership. They have to have things near them with Chosen of Asheruk to keep them in line. I exploited the leadership as much as possible, especially with the Stratapults, and it paid off this game. So that's it for me. I ended up doing okay in this tournament. Obviously not great, but not bad either. Out of 64 people, I think it was, I finished 19th, which is not bad. It's top third, so I'm pretty happy about that. Won 3 out of 5 games, and then randomly or I shouldn't say randomly, but unexpectedly, I actually won Best Sportsmanship at this tournament, which was a really nice honor. So I got a nice little plaque out of it. I got a really cool model. So really fun tournament. Jeremy and Lenny, which were the organizers, you guys did an awesome job. Thank you again for hosting it. I believe they plan to do it again next year. Go. If you're thinking about it, it's in the Chicago area. It was awesome. Yeah, and I think that's everything. The next battle reports I'm going to be putting out is the next tournament, which is going to be Battle Cry, which is in the Baltimore area. New list, new army, so we'll get into those next. Otherwise, I hope everybody enjoyed it. Thank you for listening. Hit like, subscribe, do all the YouTube stuff, and hopefully I feel better for the next battle reports. All right, have a good one, guys.